Hi everyone, my name is Natalie Ledwell and this is The Inspiration Show. Today on the show, we are going to be talking about sacred geometry. And I have a friend that I've invited to come onto the show and talk to about that and some activations, energy activations. And we met just recently, so I thought this is something that our community would really be interested in. And is also something that's been included in the My Movies platform as well. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. So before I introduce my special guest, I just want to remind you that after the show is over, don't forget to click the link below this video so that you can download the free ebook version of my best-selling book, Never in Your Wildest Dreams. So let me please introduce my special guest, Lon. Hi, Lon. How are you today?
I am great, Natalie. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Now, I'm introducing Lon by her first name because her last name is really long and it's Dutch. And we decided that rather than have 5 minutes of bloopers, that we would just go with Lon.
Absolutely.
And we both got the memo that we, the blonde hair and the pink today. So we're all matchy-matchy. It's great. Yeah.
That's very funny.
So Lon, like I was saying before, I met you maybe a month or so, a couple of months ago at a Dr. Joe Dispenza workshop.
Yes.
And we were talking about the work that you do and sacred geometry. So why don't we start a little bit with your story and how you got to be such an authority in this area?
Well, first of all, sacred geometry is one of those concepts that have been around for centuries, but it's not until the last couple of years that we see it kind of have a revival in our awareness. And it refers to the fact that everything in the universe has a architecture or a blueprint that follows the same rules and the same regulations. And it's almost like there is a mathematical rhyme and reason underneath everything that creates everything. I would say that I started being interested in all of this and came across it because of my background in graphic design. And I came across crop circles in the early 90s. And I instantly had this jolt of recognition and joy when I looked at those designs, and I felt it somewhere deep inside of me. And I felt like, wow, this is communicating something to me. So over time, I started combining my background in graphic design and crop circles, and I started creating these images that did so much for me. But when I started showing it to other people, I got this enormous response in people that they said like, oh, I feel so emotional. This is fantastic. And then I discovered that I could use these designs to express certain concepts. So I started thinking like, what would happen if I take a concept like healing or a concept like prosperity? If I take that concept and I try to visualize that in sacred geometry, in symbolism, in like shapes and colors and gradients and forms. And I started doing that and showing it to people, and they got it. They instantly got it. And then I started writing about it and talking about these concepts. And now it's grown into this whole body of work where I have a whole library of different concepts that I use to create. I call these images that I create this way, I call them activations, because they activate us to go beyond our conscious mind, and they move us on a soul level. They move something very deep inside of us. And I think by now I understand that it has to do because everything is based on sacred geometry, and even you and I are based on sacred geometry. The way our molecules and our cells and our atoms and the way it all works together is all based on that same blueprint. So when we look at something that is sacred geometry based, we automatically have this feeling of like homecoming, of like harmony, of like attraction, of like, I understand this.
Yeah. So I know that you have, we can see some of your artwork behind you there. So can you give us an idea of what the geometry looks like, and then what is the purpose of each of those pieces?
Yeah, well, the piece that you see behind me here is called grace. And grace is a concept that I felt, it's pretty recent. It's a newer piece of mine, and it's a concept that I felt that in this day and age, with what everything is going on in the world, and I see so many people in a panic and struggling to find something to hold on to. Our world is changing so fast and it's so chaotic, and I felt like grace is one of those concepts that we could use more of. It's such a beautiful concept.
Mm.
So the geometry in there for me is very much based on the colors. Like the purples usually indicate a connection to source and to our perceptions, into our third eye, into our connection to God or source or the universe. You see again there, you see the flower of life. The flower of life is probably one of the most well-known sacred geometry images. It looks like this. I'm sure most people have seen it somewhere. And the flower of life refers to the cosmos as a whole, and it also refers to all the separate components that make up that cosmos. And for me, I've always seen the flower of life as it's made out of individual circles. It's 13 individual circles that intersect at the middle, in the center, and that they form this beautiful proportioned flower. And I've always seen each individual circle you can also see as us, as a human being. You know, we are whole and we are complete within ourselves. We form a circle within ourselves. But together we intersect at our centers, we intersect at the heart area, and we form this grid, and we form this connection that we globally have around the world. We are that flower of life grid. Mm. So almost all of my activations are based on the flower of life, because that's what this three-dimensional earth-based life is based on. Yeah. I can give you a couple of examples. Yeah. I showed you the flower of life. Here, for instance, is this piece is called prosperity.
Wow.
And again, it's another one of those concepts that I felt like we should sit with these concepts. You know, what does that mean? If we talk about prosperity, what do we mean? And what do we really want to activate? If we say we want more prosperity in our lives, for me, that goes beyond our bank accounts. You know, prosperity is the way our heart and our soul feels, and the joy that we can have when everything is aligned and when everything works together. So here's another piece, and this piece is called compassion. Mm. Also something that I feel like we could have a little bit more of in this world. So so it keeps on growing, and then on top of that, I discovered that I can express people's essence in sacred geometry as well. Like when I sit with somebody, I can go afterwards, I can tune back into their inner energy field, and I can express them in sacred geometry as well. So half of my work is probably our personal soul portraits. They are expressions of people, like what they look like beyond their physical form, what they look like in sacred geometry, in shape and in color. And I truly believe that we all come to this earth carrying certain attributes in our soul that we are here to expand upon and evolve with, but also to share with each other, so we can touch each other and we can help each other to grow.
Yeah. So, I mean, the artwork is just stunning and amazing. So how do you actually use the activations? Like, you know, how would you suggest people use them?
There's different options. I was fortunate enough to find a publisher that was very excited to take me on. So I created an oracle card deck that looks like this. This is the box. Mm-hmm. And it has 44 of the activations in card form that you can use. So here are the cards that you can use on a daily basis or however you want, in giving yourself little reminders or helping you to guide a little bit. The other way to use it is you can have it just around you in your house and hang it on the wall. Like I have this piece in my private home. I have it because I feel it's something that I need to be reminded of through my own daily life, to do things with grace, to be compassionate, to so I would say the more you have it around you, because the interesting thing is, like, it works automatically in your brain. You don't have to do anything with it. It's almost like they are visual meditation tools. It's like meditating with your eyes open. You can just look at it and just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Don't try to think anything. Just let it work, because it will automatically work on your subconscious mind. It passes the conscious mind, because the conscious mind doesn't know what to do with it. The conscious mind has nothing to hold on to. There's not like a fluffy puppy. There's not like a beautiful sunset or a beautiful flower. There's only shapes and colors. So the conscious mind goes like, I have no idea what to do with it. So it kind of shuts down. And then it can bypass the conscious mind. It goes into our subconscious, and it just automatically starts working on an energetic level.
Right. Awesome. And because, we talked about how powerful they would be if they were included in a mind movie.
Absolutely.
So tell us how that works.
Well, the first time I came across your mind movies was when I was attending an event with Joe Dispenza, and just working with the mind movies, which is such a powerful tool to help us to work with the subconscious mind, right? To go beyond the conscious mind and help us to manifest the things that we want to create in our lives. I all of a sudden realized, like, wow, that's almost the same as what I'm doing. And how powerful would it be that within my mind movie, if I can have just little snippets of an activation that comes through, that if I look at my mind movie and I talk about prosperity, or I talk about romantic love, or I want more healing in my life, that I have a few moments that I can actually look at an activation like that and have that even expand up on the power that mind movies already have.
Yeah, because we when we spoke, we actually talked about, and which we have done, is included a library of some of your geometric activations inside the software.
Yeah.
So now you can add, and what are the concepts that we've added there? Some of the
I think we're still in the process of adding more, and of course there will be, over time, there will be more concepts. I think for right now, we're talking about romantic love, something that so many people are looking for, right? There is one for universal love, like the love that we need to have for our planet and for each other, and compassion, prosperity. Everybody always wants more prosperity in their lives. Healing is a very powerful one. Empowerment, just the idea of empowering yourself to tap into that inner strength and bring out more of that. There's so many concepts like that.
Yeah. And so should they just, if people are using it in their mind movies, just put it in once, or should it be dotted in throughout the mind movie?
I guess it depends on what your mind movie, if you have a specific topic, you can do it once. Personally, I made one for myself where I address a whole bunch of things that I would like to manifest more of. So I have, at certain points in my mind movie, I have different activations that I used. I have one for healing, I have one for prosperity, and of course I have one for romantic love, because who doesn't want to have that, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, so I would say you can do anything. And I think we're going to also work on making them in little videos, so they move. So you can actually put like a little moving video one that maybe is a couple of seconds, where you can really get the effects of it.
Yeah, I know. When I saw the video ones, it's like they're quite powerful, and you can viscerally feel an energetic exchange when you're watching them, which is just so cool.
Yeah, it's so wonderful, and it's very amazing. I have a teenage son who has, of course, teenage friends around, and those are the kids that they're very skeptical. You can't really tell them too much because they know everything better. But I've shown them some of those little movies that I make, and they watch them and they go like, I had one of my son's friends sit and look at me afterwards and go like, he's like, I can't think. I'm like, good. That was the whole idea. He's like, that was so fascinating. So, and that to me is very empowering to see that, because that's very real. It's very authentic, and it's not manipulated or anything. They give it to you straight. Those teenagers. Yes. So.
Yeah, they do.
And it was a great confirmation that it works. Something happens. I don't even really understand it. I'm just making it because it's like, I don't know how not to make it. So
you are that conduit for it to come through, which is
exactly.
And I'm
exactly.
so grateful that you're gifting us, these activations so that people around the world can incorporate them in their mind movies and really make them all that more powerful. So if you haven't been inside the mind movie software for a while, I encourage you to get back in there and create a new mind movie and add these activations, because it really just takes it to a whole new level. So Lon, if people want to connect with you and get some of these activations, where can we send them to do that?
Okay, I have a website, and the website is Lon Art. It's Lon with a hyphen art.com. It's really simple, and on there you find a lot of examples. You find a lot of background information, a lot of explanation about reality and how we create our own reality. I talk about sacred geometry. I talk about the mind and the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, and you can find my oracle card deck on there. You can read more about soul portraits, so everything is there. And from there you can also find all my social media links. You can follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, and so plenty of, and of course through your platform, I'm sure there's going to be a link there too. So
absolutely.
Yes.
Well, thanks again, Lon, for joining me today and really expanding our understanding of sacred geometry, because it's like this is like the blueprint to the universe.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Very cool.
Oh, it was really wonderful to be with you today. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So guys, I encourage you, please share this video. Let's get the word out. You can do that by clicking the Facebook and the Twitter share buttons on this page. Make sure that you click either the banner to the side or the link underneath the video, so you can go straight through to Lon's website from there. And after all of that is done, don't forget to click the link below that so that you can download the free ebook version of my best-selling book, Never in Your Wildest Dreams. So until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. We'll see you soon.